Welcome back to Khwarezmia. Bobby, take it away. Yours, all yours.
Sounds good. So when we left you guys at break, our compatriots here were just approaching the front of the keep, and just before we went to break, the Grand Meister Maroka had cracked the huge double doors. These doors are like 20, 25 feet tall, made of solid iron. Like these are heavy doors, and he has people push them open for him. Yeah, and as you hear him say, yes, you must be wondering why you're here. Please come in, if you would.
I grumble.
And give a light bow.
I pointedly don't do any fawning or bowing or anything.
I'll take off my hat. That's about it.
Militaristically, is he anything to me?
He would be above like the main war generals. Like you would know this to be like he's not necessarily in the military as such as you would know, but he like hierarchically,
That's
like,
what
he's
I mean.
like just below.
Do
Yeah, he's
I
just below the
fucking
overlord.
stand to attention, or
You would absolutely stand to
I'm
attention
doing
to
that
this
then.
guy.
I'm
He's like the
just-
vice president basically of this empire. So to say.
grumble? But there's a snap of one of my lower my lower back just explodes from as I snap to attention. I just stand.
Yeah, well, at ease. Look, just this way, and he motions to the guards to open the door a little bit wider, and they push the door open, and he just turns, follow me, and he walks in, and the second you see the doors open, it's just opulence. It is nothing but wealth in here. Lots of gold and fine tapestries of battles that you would assume happened years past. These huge tapestries. But as you go in, it's just this long hall with large arches, probably like 60, 70 feet long and about 30 to 40 feet tall when you go in through here. And there's a little bit of an echo as you're walking, and you hear the clomp of your boots on the stone. And he leads you, unless you guys do anything else, but he walks you down to the end of this room, and he turns right, and he opens up a door, a regular sized door, just into the wall, no markings or anything on it, just a regular old oak door, dyed or stained a dark brown. And he opens it up, and he just motions his hand inside. He says, "Please grab a seat."
I am, by the way, while we're walking down this hallway, I have my eyes firmly glued on the fucking urchin child that's going to try and steal some of the fucking gold tapestries or whatever. I also kind of want to look them over. Like, I fucking don't trust any of these people. I don't trust anyone. I've been a watchman for too many years in the city to trust anyone. I've seen a few things, so I'm like looking at all of these people intently. I mean, I have a big fucking armor on. You can't see my face. I'm like this, walking along behind you.
If you wanna do a perception, if it's high, I mean, I'm not GM, but like.
Yeah.
Well, I want to see if these people seem trustworthy to me. I guess it would be more like an insight check, but I don't know what that is.
Yeah. Let's take a look at what skills do you have. Do you have anything like insight or anything like investigation or anything that you think might be applicable to trying to ascertain more information that you think might work?
Not really, no. Other than that, I've done this for years, but I wasn't an inquisitor.
Okay. If it's just that, then you would think to yourself that this is rare, but not completely unheard of for people to be summoned to the keep for various reasons. But if you are involved, it's not going to be anything sinister.
What about intuition, Bobby?
Yeah, intuition would work.
Do I have some random? Hang on, I might have some random.
You can roll your base intuition attribute if you want.
I forgot about my exploits, because I might have some bullshit in here. Trouble sense. No, I don't have anything. Never mind. Intuition.
Yeah, just your base attribute. You can roll that if you want.
Yeah, I just want to look them over. I just want to see if these guys seem like lawful evil. You know.
Yeah, everything looks perfectly fine. 100% in check.
Cool.
You don't second guess it at all. Like, you know that whenever the Grand Meister is typically involved, he doesn't get into the dirty stuff. He's above board.
I'll keep an eye on him still, but now I'll continue to just like head in. And yeah, we can go.
I have 2 songs playing. Apologies. Totally forgot to pause the other one.
No, you're good. The when we head into the room, he says take a seat. Is the fucking emperor in here?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You would see as all of you guys shuffle in, there's like bookcases and books and scrolls and stuff on the walls, but
I lean into Yodriel.
Yeah. Fine.
His money taints touched him. The corruption here is thick.
It seems so. Let's hear them out. Hopefully we can leave sooner rather than later.
Got work to do.
Are we all? Yeah. I'll
Take
sit
a
down if I haven't already. Yeah.
Take a seat in an available chair.
and the table and chairs, these are the most ornate, amazing looking crafted things that you've ever seen. The best kind of furniture. That's all that's in here. Finely crafted. There's little images of the regalia and of the heraldry kind of just carved into the chairs and into the tables. It's all over the place.
Yeah,
it's all over the place.
Juxtaposition wise, it makes absolutely no sense for me to be here. Like, of the 3 people that are in this, or the 4 people that are in this room, I look like I would leave a stain on these wonderful chairs.
You probably will leave a stain on the chair, to be honest. Yeah.
You just exude grease.
Well, it's just like, like street dirt and like stained cloth and so forth. It's gonna rub against stuff.
I go to put my feet up on the table and get comfortable like I normally would, and sort of realize where I am, and I just at the last minute stop myself.
I feel insanely uncomfortable with being in this room and sitting down, but like, is it completely against etiquette for me to just stand? I'm a watchman. I stand by doors.
You do, but in this situation, because he had asked you all to sit, you would.
It's
more
like
than
that's
likely just
what
obey,
you
yeah.
fucking do. All right,
Yeah,
I'll take off the armet as well and reveal the sort of grouchy old man underneath. Short grey hair, relatively short beard, but all trimmed nicely, militaristic. Take the armet off. Ting. Have to unfucking do the sword as well. Hang that on one side of the chair as well.
It's a process.
Plastering in the corner.
Well, I got that fucking huge fucking armor on as well, which is like a
Just a minute. Won't be an hour.
And then I'll sit like awkwardly down, but still sit rather straight.
And as you've all sort of grabbed your seat and settled in, you notice the Grand Meister stand up and go over to one of the bookshelves in the corner and grab a huge parchment. This thing is rolled up, and it's probably about like 1.5 meters long. Like, it's a big thing, and he's kind of struggling a little bit, both to actually reach it on the top shelf and to lift it because he's so weak. But he struggles with it a little bit, and he kind of comes over and plops it down onto the table with some force, and you notice him roll out a map of the Empire of Khwarezmia. And as he rolls it out, he tries to flatten it out, but one of the ends, because it's been rolled for so long, kind of rolls up and kind of. He's having a lot of issues getting this map to stay put. He's grumbling under his breath. So sorry about this. And he goes back over to the bookcase, and as he walks over the bookcase, the actual map quickly rolls back up, and he grabs 4 heavy candlesticks, and he stretches the map out, places the candlesticks on the edge of the map. And then he turns back to you all after he sits down. And as he sits down, he pulls out a long, almost like a yardstick, almost like a pointer, basically, like you'd use to look at a large map to point things out, like in war when they're determining battles. Like in movies, you see them using sticks and stuff to point out different things. But anyway, he grabs a seat and he says, "Now, finally, firstly, I'm surprised that you all showed up, to be honest. Especially you two." And he looks to you, the 2 members of the family. And he says, "Now, I'm not going to discuss here with you today why you were all picked, because we've done our research. We know who y'all are, and we know what you're good at.
Well,
So-
then you probably know we don't have all day. I got a date later.
Let me get
I'm
right
fucking
to the
standing
point.
up. I'm standing up. Watch your tone. This is the Grand Maester of the Citadel. I'm already up. Bang. Chinkly jingly.
I just like dismiss him because he's just this fucking rickety old man.
Yeah.
Like I just look at him and go, I could take him.
I'm gonna look at the Grand Maester before I
Whatever.
sit back down.
Yeah, he just nods for you to sit.
Gives you a little treat. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm glaring over at the
The glare.
the fucking orc.
And with that, he realizes that he can't reach where he's trying to reach to with his stick, even though he has this meter long pointer. He stands up and reaches over, and he slaps the pointer, the end of the pointer, down in the southeast of the empire to the red desert in the southeast, and you notice that he taps on a city, a little note, it looks like a little shack basically drawn on the map. He says, "Now, if you're not familiar, that's where the ogres come from. You see? Now, the Gurdurg ogres and the Empire have been at peace for many years. We don't venture into their lands, and they don't venture into ours. Recently, though, however, they have been, how should we put this? Pillaging, killing, and stealing, and moving further west. And this is the first time the Empire has ever come across anything like this. This is the first time that this has happened in hundreds of years. This is not a normal occurrence. We do have the Royal Guard preparing for battle, but this is not a task for them. You four have been requested here today to deliver this missive from the great Tokai himself." And he stands up and pulls out a sealed envelope, and he puts it on the table. "This is not to be opened until you reach the Gurdurg tribe. What we need you to do, what the Overlord is requesting of you, is that you travel to the Gurdurgs and deliver this missive in hopes to, well, stop this madness. We've had peace with them for many years, and I feel that if you deliver this, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully this meets him, and he'll understand that we demand peace, or there will be a price to pay. Unfortunately, however," and he kind of shuffles and frowns a little bit and sits back down into his seat, "the last group that we sent never returned. But no worries, we'll send you slightly better prepared than the last group. We'll be sending you on the Duchess." And I don't know if any of you guys would, actually, you know what? Let's see here. Roll me, and this is only for you, Kastir. Roll me. You don't have history, or do you have any local knowledge?
Yes.
Anything like that?
Yeah.
You do have local knowledge? Okay, roll me your local knowledge plus, I think that's logic?
Yeah, I put it on intuition, but I have no
Intuition. For that, we'll go with logic. So roll your logic pool and your local knowledge pool.
idea. Okay. 3d6.
A 14. You don't know what this is. You don't know. Now, this the Duchess, it's a land ship, you see. We took one of our galleons from the wilds, which you all know as the oceans off to the east coast, and we've sort of transformed it into something that can ride on land and travel long distances. I'll show it to you when I bring you there, but you must do this. This is a request of the Overlord.
So we're fucking mailmen.
You will be paid. Do not worry. There will be recompense. There will be gold in it for you. We know who we're dealing with. We've been keeping an eye on you for quite some time.
Me and my friend here has other business to attend, so I must ask, how long will it take?
Well, you're traveling across the Empire. The whole breadth of it. You'll be gone for a few weeks. But you will be...
fucking weeks.
He frowns. Yes.
You want me to be a goddamn postal worker for 3 fucking weeks?
He just sort of furrows his brow and rubs his temples a little bit. I do.
I'm gonna need something. More than gold.
You are in no position to argue or to demand more. You will be properly paid. Do not worry.
I mean, it sounds like you need us.
I could find others, but you are, I'll be honest, the 4 that I would wish to send on this.
Korg, listen. Perhaps we can ask for them to keep a lookout for us while we're gone.
I pull out a wanted poster that's been written by like the family. It's got a picture of this long-haired old man, beard, and notable phrases such as "beautiful ladies."
You hold that up?
This is the man I'm looking for. If you can give me information, I'll do your job for you.
We don't typically dabble in that sort of thing, but you do this and I'll see what I can do for you.
If he is to be found, please arrest him immediately, and we'll deal with him when we come back.
Would you leave that here?
Yeah, I'll just drop it off him.
I'll give it to the watch. Now he hands the missive over to you, Caster. And he said, and he's looking at you specifically. Now, I personally handpicked you for this job. You have been a valued member of the Watch. You've won the tournament many times, more than I could count.
Two-time tournament champion, back-to-back.
Was it twice?
Yes.
I thought it was more than that. Either way, we want you. We need an elderly...
Of the Rose. And then
Yes,
the following
I
summer
remember.
tournament of the Swan.
I remember your fights with the Tukai. It was something. But yes, this is of the utmost urgency that you set out right away. And he stands up. He's kind of flustered. You can tell. Actually, you can all roll. No, you know what? It's obvious to all of you. He doesn't typically deal with this kind of thing. This isn't typically his regular crowd that he deals with. He typically goes through different channels. Now, I've been personally requested by the Overlord himself to make sure this gets done. You can request whatever you'd like when you get back, and we'll see what we can do. But you will be paid quite a lot for this. Either way, we must get going. Are you all okay with this, or do you have any questions? This all must seem so sudden.
I'm already strapping on my sword.
Goddamn weeks.
Yes.
Well, seems like you're all prepared, I suppose. And he kind of stands up and shuffles a little bit. And as he stands up, he has a bit of a kink in his back, and he kind of straightens out, and you hear a loud pop. Ugh, it's not easy getting old. Now, if
Narat's just been listening quietly this whole time while everybody else like quibbles over this or that or what have you. It's one of those things where it's like the fact that he said, we know who you all are and we've been keeping an eye on you, like basically means that she can't pull any like, oh, you have the wrong person, there's no way I should be here kind of stuff. So she's just been quiet, waiting for the meeting to be over, basically.
Now, if you're all in agreement, I need you to sign this. And he pulls out a parchment, and he puts it down, and he has an ink quill. You need to ink your name to say that you'll do this. It's on behest of the Empire, the Overlord.
I'm inking it already.
Mhm.
Leaning over. Castair the Blessed.
And who do you pass it to next?
I don't.
You just leave it there?
Just leaving.
All right, the Grand Meister
Fuck
comes
these guys,
over
I don't
and-
even need them. I'm just expecting them to just be cannon fodder. I assume we're all indisposable or disposable. I'm just like, yeah, whatever, let's fucking go.
The Grand Meister kind of stands up and walks behind you and just picks up the paper, and he brings it over and puts it down next to Narat. You next, please. You are in for this, are you not? There is no punishment as such, but you would be doing a great, great favor for the Overlord.
I suppose I can help. And then she takes the implement, the writing implement, and scribbles out Narat Ve across the paper, and then slides it to whoever's on her left, probably Yodariel.
He said it. I wanna do a perception check on this, see what it actually says.
Sure.
If there's anything sketchy about it.
Honestly, you don't need to roll. It's just it's a basic contract laid out with just basic points. As you know what, you can if you want to actually take time to go over it.
No. As long as it's nothing out of the ordinary, that it's what he says we're actually signing, then it's...
Yeah, it's just basic agreement that you've agreed to the task at hand, and you'll be rewarded heavily when you get back, and you accept all, not necessarily punishments, but you accept all actions that may transpire if you fail or don't complete the mission.
I look towards him before I sign it and just ask. Now, you promised to get Odin or the man on the picture if he is to appear.
I can do my best. We'll see. I'll hand it off to the Royal Guard and see what they think of it. But I do promise, if you do this, we will help you.
All right.
Even if it isn't quite above board. And he kind of looks off into the distance as he said this.
Well, neither is this task, now is it? I'll just sign.
Ah, perfect. And he takes it and puts it in front of Quag, and he looks to you. And what color are you? Like typical orc green? Like
Yeah, I'm
WoW
quite
orc
dark.
green?
I'm quite a dark green because I spend a lot of time out in the sun and stuff. So I'm got quite leathery skin, even for an orc. I don't even look at it. I just get my bayonet, cut my hand, and sign it like an orc would, with just a handprint of blood.
Well, that's a little bit excessive, but it'll do. It'll do. And he rolls it up, and he heads over to the same corner where he grabbed the map, and there's a little chest up there, and he opens the chest and he puts the signed contract in the chest. He says, "Now, this way, please." And he stands back up and straightens out his robes, and he heads back out to the same door, and he holds the door open for you, and he just motions for you all to move out into the same corridor that you entered when you first entered the keep.
And I do. Hop off the chair and wander out into the corridor. A little bit of a jangling sound, just the like satchel and tin cup and dirty bedroll all still backpacked on.
This random homeless person tagging along with her.
And as you all walk out, you notice Grandmeister go back and look at where you were sitting and the area that you were in, and he notices the slightest amount of grime and grit, and he shakes his head just that you barely hear. And as he walks back out of the little library, he shuts the door. It's just one moment, please. And you notice him shuffle off to a few of the handmaidens who work in the keep, and he's just hurriedly you see him motioning and talking, and then he points to the door, and you notice two of them, two younger ladies, just head on in.
Do
there
we
with
hear
the-
him mumble, burn the chair?
Oh, no, definitely not. You see them go in with like a bucket of sudsy water, and the other one has like a bunch of rags kind of just drooped over her shoulder. And they're heading on in there to do that. And he comes back to the group and said, now, this way, please. And he walks to the front door again. But just as he comes to a stop and comes to the front door, he turns to the side. And as like all that's there, it's just stone brick. And he pushes in on a brick that doesn't seem to be he just pushes in on a random brick, and this brick depresses into the wall, and this hidden door just opens up, and you notice first thing that hits you is just a dank smell of just mildew that emanates from this doorway. And he just presses it once, and it's almost like there's some mechanism or something in place, or levers or weights, that this thing just slowly kind of creaks open. Down this way. And he heads down he just literally heads off. It's just a staircase that kind of goes down, spirals around, and he takes a couple steps down. After 3 or 4 steps, you can't see him. You'd have to follow him.
And I do. If Caster's not first, I am. Because where else are we gonna go? We've signed the thing. We said we do the stuff. I'm following the Grand Meister.
I'm just solemnly following him wherever now. Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, he brings you down these hidden stairs, and the further you go down, not only does the smell of mildew hit you, the air feels damp. It feels as if you feel underground. There's no bustling sounds of the market. You don't hear any people talking. It's just damp and echoey. And as you reach the bottom floor, probably you might think maybe 30, 40 feet down, he stops and turns to you. He lights a torch, and he says, "This way, please." And he heads off down a long corridor. And when you look down this corridor, this thing goes on for what you would say would be a mile or two. And he just heads off, and he says, "If you'd like, you can grab a torch, but it won't be too long until we get there."
Where in the sand hell are we going?
I would like to cast a spell.
Sure.
I am going to use the Secret of Beasts to give myself the eyes of a cat for
Ooh.
like
I think it's an hour is how long it lasts.
I mean it lasts
depends on your
however long
MP,
I
isn't
put,
it?
like mana into it. Yeah, but this should be like 2 MP, like a small transformation for
You
a
have
small duration.
MP.
Yeah, I have MP.
Oh.
Yep.
Why didn't I
Brad
play
wants
a
to change
caster?
class.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill
Is there
them.
any like visual or audio feedback?
You probably hear Narat sort of like mumble to herself a little bit, and then like touch her hand like across her eyes. You know, like she's sweeping her hair out of the way, but like there's a slight sort of shimmer.
I just assume you're scratching a rash or something.
Yeah. So I think I need to roll my magic for that, to see if it works. I'm not sure exactly what the rules are.
Yeah, you can. No, it's something you can just do.
Okay, so I don't need
Yeah.
to like roll my magic stat.
No,
right?
those are you just do it. If you
All
know
right,
the
so I
spell,
just-
like
I
if you're
spend-
attacking someone, you would have to do it. You'd have to do a roll, but this you just do. You have no
So-
issues doing this.
So I spend the MP, and I get 1 hour of like dark vision. Basically, is what I want. And her eyes resemble the eyes of a cat during this period.
I just
I
take
love
off my sunglasses and I can see as if it was brilliantly lit day.
Yeah, that's right. Because orcs, they have the dark vision stuff.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, he's just slowly walking on, and he's a few paces ahead of you guys, and he's walking for quite some time. So I don't know if you guys would be walking for about 10 minutes, and he doesn't really say anything. So unless like if you guys are just staying quiet, or if you
I
guys
pick
wanna
up
talk amongst
Lily
yourselves-
and put her in my satchel. I've got like a handbag dog, and I'm a
Oh, yeah,
giant.
the pug.
I'll trust you enough to do that. Yeah, that's fine.
I quietly catch up to the Grand Maester and approach him. Grand Maester Maraka,
Yes, Caster.
should this be my last foray my last mission, then you should know that I have no family to speak of, no wife or children. Please ensure that my goods, my money, what little gold I have left, it goes to the watch. You can speak to Captain Falk Goldworthy, should you need to.
No worries, Caster. I don't see this going wrong, not with you going along with them.
I grumble and fall
But
back.
rest assured, if you do happen to fall, then I will make sure that happens. Your wishes will be granted.
And should we complete the task, ensure that the gold goes to the good men and women of the Citadel Watch.
Absolutely.
5th
You have my
Regiment.
word.
5th Regiment, 17th
And he-
Barracks.
Oh, okay. I don't quite have the memory that I used to. And he passes you the torch, and he keeps walking, but he reaches into his pocket and pulls out a small notepad, and he has this ink quill that, for whatever reason, he doesn't need to dip it, but he just writes down all the information. It's like the 5th Regiment, just all the little bits of info. Is there anything else?
No, other than I am happy to serve the Citadel.
Well, the Overlord thanks you for your service. And he kind of gets a little closer, and he leans in. If this goes well, I'll see if I can get you a private meeting with the Overlord.
Yes, well, we'll see. Is the Overlord old?
Overlord, he's
Because I'm
about
old.
yeah. Overlord he's about 80, but he is still, for whatever reason, in the full, like,
He's a
he's
human?
very healthy. He's human, yeah.
He just
He has sort of like a darker complexion, kind of picture like Genghis Khan, sort of, to some extent. Like, that's very close to what.
But he looks old, or he looks like magically young.
He looks younger than he should look. He still looks old, but he probably looks about your age, but he's in his 80s.
I hand the torch back and say, perhaps he'd be up for one last clash of steel between old men.
You might get him this time. Don't tell him I said that, though.
Doubt that, I say, and continue to jangle on. One of my knees starting to ache now. It's too much walking for me.
As you all are walking down this corridor, I'd like you all to roll me perception checks. All right, you guys notice nothing out of the ordinary.
We all suck.
Yeah, it's all like, as you're walking, I'm sure you're looking around. It's cobblestone. It's old. There's some mold. It's damp down here. There's little puddles of murky, dirty old water that's probably been sitting there for longer than the Meister's probably been alive, to be honest. But yeah, he walks you guys down this long underground tunnel, more or less, underneath the keep. And Caster, you would, just based on your general knowledge of the Citadel, and same with you as well, Narat, you would both notice this and realize this, is that you would kind of expect, as if you're moving to the northwest underneath the walls of the keep, sort of when you orientate yourself in your mental map, you both kind of think that you're headed outside of the Citadel as opposed to deeper in the Citadel.
So I'm gonna speak up at that and just say, like, out loud, just questioning to those who are here. Where does this tunnel lead exactly? Like, hoping that the Grand Meister might reply if no one else.
You're muted.
You muted,
Unless
Bobby.
That was pretty faint. I'm rolling. He doesn't hear you.
Oh.
I know, but it seems to be going on quite a while.
Yeah, I guess I wouldn't notice that we're getting out of the city. I wouldn't know that, so.
Yeah, and I mean, while you're pondering that, Narat continues with, like, if it goes where it should be going. We're going to end up outside the Citadel. I mean,
Secret entrance.
Well, if that is where we need to be, that's where we're going.
Yeah, he hears you this time as you guys are chatting. He says, yes, we are leaving the Citadel. Very observant, young one. And when he says young one, he kind of gives you a wink, which might be kind of creepy to everybody else, but...
Narad, like, scowls.
And, yeah, he just turns and keeps walking off down...
She scowls, but it ends up just looking petulant. You know, like
scowling with the cat eyes. One more. I have. Okay, 1 sec.
I, by the way, have my little visor thing down because fuck walking through one of these dark tunnels by just fucking candlelight or whatever with fucking stupid thing over my head. I'm old enough.
Oh, do you have the visor down during this whole time?
The whole time.
You can't see fuck all, man.
No.
You can't see shit in this helmet.
No.
But yeah, he as he's looking at you, he notices your eyes. He makes eye contact with you, and he holds his gaze for a little bit longer than you would expect. And he doesn't say anything, but he just turns and keeps walking.
In the dark of the torchlight as well, like the sort of semi-darkness, they'd have that reflective quality that you see off of like cat's eyes and stuff. Where
I'd say as he looks back, he gets the same reflection in your eyes as he does from the little doggy that's in Wog's. It's the same, and that's what.
Yeah, Lily would probably bark at you, by the way, right now.
Oh, what's the dog? Yeah, you know what? The dog is yours to roleplay. What does the dog do?
Well, the dog
is he like sniffing or howling? Like, what's the temperament of your
I'm
little
carrying
dog?
it in like a handbag, so
but he's just like looking at her,
having trouble breathing because she's
like the broccoli pug. You seen that one? That video where they feed that broccoli to the pug and it's like it just goes insane. It's the best YouTube video ever.
I'm ignoring the dog in general. Like it doesn't like I get harassed by bigger things than this pug occasionally. It doesn't really matter.
I'm making a mental note that. Go on, sorry.
Oh no, I would just try to be like, Lily, please.
I'm making a mental note that this guy is a total pedo the way he was just looking at Narat.
I thought the same thing. I was like, too young for you.
You're like older than everyone.
As you reach the end of this long tunnel, you come across as you get close to the end of this tunnel, it's quite bright. And there is a door there, but the light is kind of coming through the cracks of the door and underneath the door and through the keyhole. It's a bright light that's shining. And as he opens up this door, there's this huge wooden staircase that just leads straight down. And as you step through the door, you see this huge, massive underground chamber. This thing would be 700-800 feet wide, probably 100 feet deep. And the whole ceiling of this thing is all it's all like wood, and you can tell that it's almost just braces the earth above it. It's surprisingly well engineered. It's probably nothing like you've ever seen before, and this would be one of the greater feats of engineering in the Citadel. But as you enter this huge chasm, and you're walking down the stairs, in the center of this huge open, I guess, floor, you could say, is this massive ship, this massive galleon. It's almost like a Spanish galleon that they'd use in the war, this huge thing. And that's the only real object in this room, past some boxes in the corner, some storage. Like, there's not a lot. This isn't used for much more other than this. And as you're walking down the stairs towards this huge vessel, you notice that firstly, the vessel is up on almost like a wooden stand, but as you get closer, you notice that it has wheels on the bottom of it. It has a bunch of wheels. I want to say like 4 huge wheels per side, and there's some hooks on the front of the ship that don't really look normal. But as you're walking down the steps, he just turns back. This is the Duchess. This is what you'll be using.
I kind of
Narad is like
grumbling.
staring wide-eyed at this thing, like, Holy crap! How much wood did it take to make? Like, is what's going through her head right now. Like, this thing is huge.
How
I'm,
many goddamn horses you need to pull this thing?
You'll see.
It works the same way as a ship.
It'll be manned. You just need to go along.
I'm like looking it over. I know a little bit about ships. I spent 15 years as a fisherman, as a child.
This to you. Roll me another local knowledge check, please.
I have sailing.
Oh yeah, roll me sailing. I like that instead.
I mean, it's the same roll, but it's sort of,
I mean, it mostly comes down to the player to tell you what they're rolling, right? Usually, Bobby.
Yeah, it's up to. It's honestly up to you. What as long as it works.
What the system dictates, you know. So.
It's like I can either ask or I could present a situation. It's or you can ask to do a specific role.
Cool.
Yeah. You can tell that you've seen drawings of ships like this in your past. Probably when you were talking to a harbor master or something, he had a picture of one of these things up on his wall. And this is like a straight up war vessel that was used to monitor the wilds, which are the wild seas to the east. And this is a quite old ship, but this is something that the Empire uses in times of war.
And the Grand Master said that we're taking this to the ogres to deliver the thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn to him immediately and say, do you not think this is going to spark a war, showing up with one of these new fangled contraptions of war of the past in the ogre's encampment?
It's had a positive effect on them before. We need to show a sign of strength in diplomacy. That is how they operate. That is what they work with, is signs of power, and this is certainly one. And as he says that, the crew on the ship unfurl the sails of this thing, and it's just this huge red sail with the insignia of the Overlord, with two huge golden halberds crossing it, and all the subsequent flags are mimicked of that. And he just says, I love those flags. Reminds me of my youth. But yes, this is exactly what the Overlord requested. We were thinking of just sending you out on horseback, but we would need to send too many horses, as that is too long a trek for our horses to make.
And if it starts a war, I suppose we few are the vanguard. And I look down immediately at the wretched little elf creature with cat eyes next to me. Completely useless warrior. As far as I'm concerned, elf.
Yeah, how long has it been walking down that tunnel?
It's 10-minute walk.
Okay, so I would indeed still have my magically enhanced vision.
It's probably the first time I've even noticed them. I didn't look at you.
Yeah.
I would have thought.
And like, you look down at me as though we are the vanguard sort of thing, and I give you like the body language of a person who's not going to be the vanguard of anything. You know, like I'll probably do something, but it certainly won't be vanguarding.
Completely what I expect from a random vagabond that has just been a vagrant child that has been added to this group. This mishmash of disposable people that they're sending to their deaths. This is all going through my head. Like, I'm not going to say it in front of the Grand Maester.
I'm probably thinking like the same thing, but looking at you being this old, pathetic old man that can barely move.
Completely useless. I'm just like, my body underneath this is probably still relatively like muscular, but like I'm not like a fucking mountain of a knight at all.
You're wearing armor with this old man head. I just assume you're like the T-boy for the captain.
Ridiculous. I look like a
buff grandpa.
I look like I probably look like fucking Clint Eastwood or something. But like, really, if Clint Eastwood wasn't Clint Eastwood and you just saw him, you'd be like, I could knock that dude out. You know? You would know a clue.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. But yeah, as you reach the bottom of these steps, and these steps go down like a solid, like couple hundred feet. Like this is like quite like if you're afraid of heights, this could test your limits. In all honesty, but yeah, you make your way down to the ship, and he brings you over to a little dwarf actually, and he says, the Grand Maester says, this will be your captain for your voyage. He's been informed with everything that you'll need to know, and I wish you the best of luck. All provisions are on board. It's fully stocked. Food, ale, and he looks to the orc as he says ale, bacon, apples, breads, whatever you'd like. Everything is there. There's a cook. What was that little one?
Grandmeister, I assume that we're going to be underway shortly after boarding.
Well, unless you have any business to attend to, I'd prefer if you leave within the hour. If there's any errands or anything you need to run prior to, I understand if you needed to do those.
I shake my head and mumble negatively.
He shifts to the others. What about you? Do you have anything you need to attend to?
Quicker we start, the quicker we can get this over with.
Yeah, I'm like ready to board.
And with that, the short dwarf, he's a fierce ginger. His hair is as orange as mine times 50. Like this is orange out of the fucking coloring book orange. And he has this huge bushy beard that's just bushy on the sides, and he has one large braid right down coming from his chin that touches his belt. And he looks up. Now, you four are coming aboard my ship. I want you to take a look. I'll give you a good tour, and we'll be off. We have a schedule to make if we want to make it to the Shroot Peaks by midday.
Is this guy like a military dude or a fisherman?
He straight up looks like he's a fisherman. Like he has a small dagger on his belt, but he has like a button-up green shirt that's kind of stained with oil. But he doesn't look like he's a fighter or anything like that.
Sort of as soon as there's a break in like the captain talking, like he pauses in, you know, like the end of a sentence or something. Narat is going to interject with like, Captain, it's a pleasure to meet you. And she does this little like flourish bow with her hand out that is like a sylvan elf, you know, like greeting. And says, maybe introductions first? I am Narat Bey, and you?
I'm Captain Cavebeard.
Oh.
Of House Cavebeard.
I turn around. I was like boarding the ship. Wait, is there a ladder or is there like one of those planks?
It's like it's not a straight up ladder. It's kind of like a rope plank that is just strung up to the there's actually 3 levels.
There's no way
there's a bottom one.
That.
Yeah, no.
That's gonna
no, well,
kill me.
it's not like a rope ladder. It's like an actual plank that's like it's like an actual like walkway.
Like
It goes to 3
drawbridge.
separate
Kind of
that's a
thing,
better way to
from a
describe it.
thing.
It's a drawbridge,
yeah.
and there's 3 different levels.
At Cavebeard, I turn around. Of the Cavebeard whiskey variety.
What other whiskey is there?
Is that what's on the ship?
Of course. You think we got that swill from the small folk?
Yeah. I do a laugh.
Does it sound like you're dying?
Yeah, and it sounds like I'm dying. Probably goes from half laugh into a. And I'm like just doing that all the way up onto.
I'm gonna pat him on the back to try and dislodge whatever's trying to kill him.
I'm gonna disarm him and break his arm.
I don't think that's what this.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Like he's like
arms off.
I'm
like
just
to literally
I'm,
rip his arm off.
No, I'm kidding. I just wanna laugh. Oh my, because I'm in my head. I'm like, we've got a 3-week journey, and we've got a Cavebeard fucking brewery on board. This is the best fucking send off. Kester is 100% convinced he's never coming back. He's fucking dead. Like this is it.
If not to the battle, then to the liquor.
Yeah.
But while this is all still happening, Narat continues with them. I assume that there will be other Cavebeard family dwarves on board.
Oh, no, I'm the only cave beard here in the Citadel currently. It'll be me and my crew. And he kind of just points around, just various humans. They're all humans that are manning.
I am unfamiliar with dwarven naming conventions. Is your only name Cavebeard, or is something more individual?
Well, I have a first name, but you can call me Captain, or you can call me Captain Cavebeard.
Very well.
Yeah, so you're Narat. He pulls out like a little scroll of paper that
You can.
it's crumpled up, and he kind of go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, what do you call it? Like, come back to what he said about, like, well, I have a first name, but you can call me Captain. She goes, well, you can call me Narat or Miss Vey. You know, like.
Very well, Miss Vey.
Being formal.
If that's what you wish. I don't know if we typically let the little ones get into the whiskey, but try to stay out of it if you could.
She just there's like an immediate annoyed face, like right.
Teenager strop face.
Yeah, it is like immediate scowl that she wants to be like angry, but it just looks like she's being like stropping, you know, like.
And as soon as you kind of make that face, he quickly just nods and he introduces himself to the other three, and you trade off names. And the second he's finished with introductions, you can hear the loud neigh and the loud neigh of a horse from the right, coming from behind you. As you look back, you notice it's like a stable that's built into the dirt wall. And there's more horses than you can count. And you're surprised that, or you're more than likely surprised that you didn't notice it, but that was the first sound that you heard coming from these stables. And he notices you looking and says, yes, we will need all those horses, all 30 of them. Surprisingly. Let me give you all a quick tour of the ship.
That's
and he just kind of
fucking horses.
He just takes off up the lower gangplank to the lower level of the ship. And he just takes off. He doesn't look behind. He just goes.
Are we standing next to the what was it called? The minstrel? No.
He's actually he's gone. He's turned and walked off as he's dropped you off to the captain.
Okay.
I follow the captain onto the ship if he's gonna give us the tour.
So the second you guys enter into the stable and into the lower gangplank and step in, you notice that it's a stable, like a similar stable that was over in the corner, and Captain Cavebeard says, "Now, this here floor is off limits. This is the stable. Unless you're good with horses, stay out of here. And I want you all to roll a luck dice, your luck pool.
Sure.
What does that even mean?
Roll your luck pool. So you have a 10 luck, so you have a 4. You roll 4d6, I think.
Fucking
I have
hell
one.
yeah.
Just a 2d6 then.
Yeah,
You only have one luck?
You might have just one then, maybe. I don't know. Yeah.
Pitiful, unlucky child.
Okay.
Fuck.
Okay. Adriel, as you take a step in, you're a little bit taken aback by this sight. Nothing you've seen in the West, in the Grand Elven territories, has ever been like this. And you step in a pile of horse shit.
Clean up, will you?
Oh yes, that's what we're doing. I didn't think you'd step in it. It's well. He looks down. That's a huge pile of shit, and he just.
Ali's extremely agitated. I'll deal with it though, but
he just laughs, and he just walks you around to the different stalls, and is just pointing out the different things. And as he's walking around, now this, and you notice there's about 10 in here. He says, now this here is where we keep our reserve horses. 20 pull the ship, And when they get tired, we swap them out with fresh ones, feed them apples and water, and let them pull again. You all know that the plains are open and wild, and the winds are strong. So when there's winds, we unfurl the sails and just sail around. And there is room for the horses on the higher decks, but we prefer not to do that if we need to. Anyway, this way, and he brings you up onto the second floor. He goes up a short set of stairs, and the floors. There's three decks, but the lower deck, the ceiling is probably about maybe 12 feet. It's pretty tall. Like it's a pretty high ceiling, and he goes up the first set of steps, and the second he reaches the top of the steps, he turns and he said, "Oi, what are you doing?" And that's where we'll take our next break.
Alrighty. Off to a little breaky break. Bunch of people showed up in chat. Welcome. Thanks, bro. Just to let you know, we're playing this is episode 1 of Khwarezmia, DM'd by Mr. Iron Chef Bobby Flayler. It's the first ever time Bobby has DM'd, killing it, smashing it out the park. Don't want to inflate his ego too fast.
I have no ego.
You will now.
No.
I will inflate it. I will inflate it, and then I'll pop it as well, because I'm a nihilist. You've got to keep balance in life. Just to give you an idea of where we're at, we are a group of people who separately have come together under the Emperor's orders, and we've been told to go and deliver a message to the enemy, I guess.
I have a feeling this next hour is either going to be us trying to get together as a party, or something bad happening with that boy. What are you doing?
It's going to be me drinking whiskey in